After a couple of rest days in Cordoba, it was time to set out again. The countryside heading out of Cordoba was nice and flat, and there were plenty of nice views to look at. The first day ended up being a pretty long day. I probably did about 77 kilometers before I started looking for some place to camp, and I eventually settled on staying in an olive orchard. In amongst the trees, I ducked in off the road, found a beautiful place where I could enjoy the sunset, and in the morning I broke out the drone and basically just wanted to show you what it looked like. In many ways, I can summarize this whole section as being very much about olive trees. Lots and lots and lots of olive trees. The only problem is that a tiny bit of rain and it turns to mud, which sticks everywhere. But the scenery is beautiful, and I had some really, really nice days just plodding along.
A nice easy start leading my horse this morning. Cycling again along what must be an old railway line. And this time there's even a slight incline down, which feels great. Real nice easy start. Yesterday turned out to be a pretty short day. I cycled into Martos about 1 o'clock, intending to just have some lunch and then keep going, but the weather turned really cold and wet. It was a pretty miserable sort of a day, and I wasn't really feeling like continuing, so I had a look around and found a hotel for the night, and decided after checking the weather that I might as well just stay for the night, because it was going to be a better day tomorrow, and no point in getting wet, cold, and turned out to be a really good idea. A really nice clear day today, a little bit cold, but I have to cycle a little bit harder to keep warm, I suppose. But it looks like it's going to be a really, really nice day.
One of the fun parts of cycling along the old railway track were the tunnels. There were a couple of really long tunnels that you had to pass through, and it was nice easy cycling, and it was nice for a change to cycle along, something different. Along this stage, there were plenty of places to stop to eat, have coffee, drink, and relax. I even managed to find another place that might possibly, with just a little bit of tender love and care, turn into maybe a hostel or a stop on the European Divide Bikepacking Trail. This stage was basically 2 long days at the beginning, at the end, one about 77 and one about 79 kilometers, followed by one sort of midday, a 40-kilometer day, and then one really short 25-kilometer day when I just stayed out of the rain and just took it easy in Matros.
Well, I've made it to Cazorla, and as you can see, it's starting to get really mountainous, but beautiful. I've been trying to decide what to do from here. My original plan was to try to continue for one more section and then make my way to Barcelona to work, but it turns out this next section is one of the hardest. It's been quite cold, and the forecast for the coming week is rain. So rather than try to endure this section, which I would much rather just enjoy, I've managed to find a wonderful warm showers host here where I might be able to store my bike for a month. So if that works out, and I'll find out on Sunday, I'll leave my bike here, stay one more night, then on Monday take the bus to Granada. Now, when I walked through Europe during the walk, Granada was one of the places I visited, and I really liked it, and I stayed for one rest day there, and I've always said that I would like to go back there someday. With a little bit of extra time on my hands, I can go back there, spend 2, possibly 3 days looking around the town and the environs around it, before I need to take the bus or train or however to Barcelona to work for 3 weeks. That would actually work out excellently. It will give me 1 month for the weather here to become a bit warmer and a little bit better. I get to work in Barcelona, and during that time I can concentrate on strengthening my knee, working a little bit on my conditioning, and getting ready for what promises to be one of the most beautiful but also one of the hardest sections of the European Divide Bikepacking Trail. That's the plan at the moment anyway. We'll see how it all works out, but I'll keep you posted, and just remember, there's more coming.